with you. So basically, if you haven't seen my movie review for The Mangler Reborn, it's up and all out on the channel now. Highly recommend. Check it out. If you haven't. Awful movie. I definitely put it on there with Halloween 5 and Desperation and whatever else is in that criteria of filmmaking, to be honest with you. And I had seen the film once before. I just didn't review it. You could see every little thing happening from a mile away. That's the thing about it. It was so predictable. The one with Robert Englund. So much more. All put together. Just a better overall film. As far as cinematography goes, and evil. Repairman. Robert Englund had that look down pack. It wasn't as predictable as Reborn was. I knew he was going to kill his daughter. As soon as he got his hands on her and got a hold of her, I knew he was going to do that. And then the father and son, I knew he was going to kill the father and son. Because that's what they did. They broke into houses. So psychologically, I already knew he was going to do that. And then the ending, Amy Brooks' character dies. Jamie, from the machine, getting caught up in the machine. Which was kind of, done better in the original, the main way. Overall. Robert Englund just gave a more like convincing role. you believed it a lot more. Damn. Per se, viewing the remake, Mangler Reborn. But yeah, horrible film. Wooden acting. Fucking just sleep inducing film. Something I wouldn't go back to watch. It's like Desperation or Halloween 5. For sure. It was just nothing to latch on to. There was just nothing to like enjoy about it. There was just nothing to. You have to watch or you'll miss. I was sitting there waiting for something interesting to happen while watching the Mangler Reborn again, and it never really got to that point in the movie. So I was like bored, but it was a time waster. It got me through the day. It got me through the night. Basically. I will give it that. It was a time waster. Can't even lie. Now the original Mangler, because it has Robert Englund, known for Nightmare on Elm Street, and how scary he can be. That was a classic. But the Mangler Reborn was just boring. There's not more I can say but boring. Very, very boring, lackluster film. Nothing to it. Alright, let me critique these differences. Okay, so the difference between the original Mangler and the remake of the Mangler is
Video progress bar 6
the
minutes,
remake
13 seconds of 15
is
minutes,
just dull,
38 seconds.
boring,
Pause.
subpar, not a lot to do to it, not a lot to it. The guy's not all that scary as the repairman, you know. As for Robert Englund, he's more like scary. That movie was more suspenseful and stuff like that. I'll give it that. It was more suspenseful, more creepy, just a better overall film than the remake of it. That put me in major boredom watching that remake again, because like I said, it was boring, dull, sleep inducing. There's that word I always use. My boy Rambo Ralph is actually the person who got me saying it. Another content creator on YouTube, basically, who reviews content as well. I picked up on some of the lingo he be dropping and saying and stuff like that. So, yeah, wasn't too impressed. Wasn't too in all of the remake of the Mangler, basically. I wouldn't say it's a classic. I wouldn't. Just a boring disappointment of a movie. And I like the characters a lot more in your original The Mangler versus that boring, dull remake of The Mangler. Be honest.
F2 of 231 seconds. 5.
I really do.
Skip ahead button. Google pixelates.google.com.
Oh shit, I forgot to check my water. But yeah, that movie is very, very boring.
Loading. Video progress bar 7 minutes, 33 seconds of 15 minutes, 38 seconds. Pause.
I don't recommend you watch The Mangler Reborn. I highly don't. It's one of the movies that'll have you bored. Like I said before, it's very sleep inducing. It'll have you wanting to go to sleep. It's just a boring movie. That's how I felt. In my opinion, from my perspective.
Play.
I wouldn't suggest this film to anybody. Not one person. Because it's just So boring. Basically, he goes around killing people, chopping them up, eating the remains. You know, that's basically the gist of it. So there's some cannibalism in it as well, practically. Very low budget movie as well. I'm not too high on low budget movies. They just don't do anything for me as a casual, avid viewer of filmmaking. Didn't impress me. Shit, I can't believe I'm saying this, putting this in the same sentence, but I will put Pet Cemetery Bloodlines above this because their story, and I like the aspect that it touches on our heritage of Native American and the settlers, that story. Although I wasn't fully enamored with Pet Cemetery Bloodline because I didn't like how it swayed away from what the original was and what made the original movie good. That aspect I wasn't really too high on as far as the movie goes. But I'll put this over that. I'll put that over this. Pet Cemetery Bloodlines. Because at least the story's a lot more interesting than just a guy who wields an axe, goes around killing people who breaks into his home. And some of them had it coming because what do you expect when you go in somebody's crib, break into somebody's home uninvited? Some you sort of felt bad for, but yeah. Found it to be very, very intriguing. I didn't find it to be very, very intriguing. But Bloodlines, I found that a lot more intriguing than this.
At 1 of 2:16 seconds. 5. Skip head button.
Like I said, it wasn't at all a good movie, but still a lot more intriguing than this.
At 2 of
You feel me?
2:16 seconds. 5.
That's what I was talking about when I said
Skip head
very
button.
intriguing. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know a lot about the settlers and all that,
Loading.
and that history with Native Americans and all that stuff beforehand, you know. I never really read up on that type of information, so I wasn't really prevalent to that type of info, to be honest. So now that I know, it's very interesting. Basically, they tried to take our land or stole our land or whatever. Native Americans' land. But anyway, I'm gonna end this live. Love you guys.